Hi folks, hope you're doing amazing. So Elon Musk had a very abnormal day online yesterday. Anybody else catch that? The man who launches rockets for a living was launching unhinged tweets nonstop, accusing Trump of everything short of kicking his dog. 1 minute, he was bragging about getting Trump elected. The next, he was calling for impeachment and claiming the Epstein files are a MAGA psyop. So what happened? Simple. Trump took away Elon's EV tax credits, and suddenly the free market messiah turned into a Reddit mod on a power trip. Now, to be clear, this isn't just a political rift. It's a billionaire breakup with all the grace of a Twitter thread at 2 a.m. So, with all that being said, let's unpack how the bromance imploded and why Elon's ego might be the only thing larger than his carbon footprint.
A reporter asked President Trump about Musk recently viciously criticizing the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill. Elon had been calling on Congress to, quote, kill the bill, saying it adds too much to the deficit. So here's what President Trump first said today about Elon's bill bashing just before noon Eastern time.
I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate.
The EV mandate, the electric vehicle mandate, obviously Mr. Musk owns Tesla, which is a premier electric vehicle company. But it turns out Elon Musk was watching that, and he didn't let that one go unanswered. 13 minutes after President Trump said that, Musk posted, quote, whatever. Keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair, but ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill. In the entire history of civilization, there has never been legislation that both big and beautiful. Everyone knows this. Either you get a big and ugly bill or a slim and beautiful bill. Slim and beautiful is the way, unquote. Musk writes, quote, false. This bill was never shown to me once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it, unquote. Shortly after that, 12:46 p.m. Eastern, is when a doctor might have officially called the time of death on the Trump-Musk relationship. Call it. Musk posted on his X platform, quote, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Jeez. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. Musk even tagged Donald Trump, saying, remember this? Showing a video of when Musk essentially turned the White House South Lawn into a car dealership. And he gave Trump a Tesla, that red Tesla, which is still, according to our White House correspondent, Kristen Holmes, still parked in the White House parking lot. The gloves were off. 12:37 p.m. Eastern, President Trump takes to his own platform, Truth Social, not X, not Twitter, saying, quote, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his electric vehicle mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. And he just went crazy, unquote. And within the same minute, Trump fired off another post saying, quote, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it, unquote. Oof, that blow, of course, hitting Elon where it hurts. In his wallet, especially given the Tesla plummeted down 14.3% as this battle heated up. The sell-off wiped about $150 billion off the market value of Tesla. And then, about 30 minutes later, Musk tweeted this afternoon, quote, time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. This claim, which CNN cannot confirm, of course, would imply that Trump was in some way name-dropped in the case surrounding Jeffrey Epstein, the notorious and convicted pedophile who died by suicide in prison in 2019 while awaiting his federal sex trafficking trial. The accusation from Musk is about as nasty as it gets, accusing somebody of being a pedophile and then covering it up. Mr. Musk did not detail how he would know what was or what was not inside any unreleased filings related to Epstein, assuming there are unreleased files related to Epstein. CNN's reached out to the White House for a response. We have not got one yet.
Look, let's be honest for a second. It's undeniable that Elon Musk had a major influence on the 2024 election. Buying Twitter when he did cracked open a space for free expression that hadn't existed in years. For once, conservatives could speak without being shadow banned into digital exile. He spent real money, real political capital, and took real risks to open up the public square. That move didn't just shift the Overton window, it ripped it off the hinges. So yes, Elon helped. He mattered. He still matters. But what he's doing now, it's not helping anyone, least of all him. This meltdown we're watching on X isn't the behavior of a principled reformer trying to fix a broken budget. It's the public unraveling of a man who thought influence bought loyalty and is now furious to find out that it didn't. And look, maybe Elon is genuinely upset about the spending in Trump's big, beautiful bill, but let's not kid ourselves. The timing makes it evident. He didn't start screeching about pork until the EV mandates were stripped. That's not integrity. That's self-interest dressed up in populist cosplay. And even if we do take Elon at face value, even if he really is trying to push a better budget, this isn't a way to do it. Rage posting about Epstein files, calling for Trump's impeachment, and boosting J.D. Vance as his favorite puppet, that's not reform. That's straight up sabotage. It's a childish tantrum. And it's burning the last bridge he had with the only political demographic still willing to put up with his antics. The left already despises him. Remember, they were literally firebombing Tesla dealerships just last month. Progressives call him a Nazi, a transphobe, a colonizer, you name it. The corporate elite hate him too. Zuckerberg, Sam Altman, the whole punch. He went scorched earth on Silicon Valley while playing footsie with Trump. Now he's torching that relationship too. Even Tesla's own board is getting restless. Recently, they reprimanded him for how little time he spends actually running the company. Elon's managed to alienate every power center in America, except Ian Miles Chong, of course, tweeting from Malaysia like a fangirl with his Musk shrine. Anyway, what now? Well, Elon's apparently floating a third party, as if that's ever going to work. The idea that he's going to siphon off enough votes to challenge the two-party structure is just pure fantasy. The money won't be there. The talent won't be there. The voters won't be there. It would be a vanity project for a man who's getting dangerously close to political Kanye territory. Still rich, still loud, but sitting in a corner or wearing a dust cap while the grown-ups talk policy. Now, obviously, we have to address the Epstein accusation because it is the elephant in the room in this situation. And look, let's make it clear that it wasn't just reckless, it was just straight up pathetic. Elon didn't leak anything. He just tossed a grenade into a timeline and ran. And here's the thing, it's already publicly known that Trump once flew on Epstein's plane. So did Reba McEntire. So did Bill Clinton. A lot. The flight logs are not criminal records. They're passenger manifests. The only question is whether Trump participated in any of Epstein's crimes, and according to multiple witnesses, Trump left before anything ever happened. He showed up, took the photo, and bailed. No evidence of wrongdoing, no proof, nothing. And let's not forget, Trump spent 4 years with an openly hostile FBI breathing down his neck during his first term. They couldn't wait to nail him on anything. If they had dirt, they would have used it. And then after that, Democrats sued him for everything under the sun. Even they would have sued him for jaywalking if they could have. If they had Epstein material, it would have been blasted across MSDNC in primetime for years. But now Elon's the whistleblower? Come on. What we're watching isn't Elon taking a moral stand. It's an emotional spiral. And the tragedy is that it's unnecessary. If Elon really wanted to shape policy, he could have done it. He had the ears of the right. He had political capital. He had momentum. But instead of using it to fight for spending cuts or push the bill in a better direction, he decided to throw a public tantrum because he didn't get the toy he wanted. And in doing so, he may have just guaranteed the one thing he claims to oppose: distraction, chaos, weakness. Because now we're not talking about the bill, we're talking about him. And that might be the clearest sign of all that this was never about America's future. It was about control. It was about influence. It was about ego. It was about Elon thinking that he could buy his way into Trump's decisions when Trump got into the White House. And all Trump is trying to do is deliver what he promised voters: fiscal reform, fewer handouts to woke industries, and accountability. Is the bill perfect? No. There's pork in there that absolutely should be cut, especially the usual neocon garbage stuffed in by people like Lindsey Graham. But you don't fix it by lobbing grenades online and turning the whole conversation into a soap opera. This is a crucial moment. What happens with this bill will affect the economy, the midterms, and the direction of the Republican Party and the country. And instead of building towards something, Elon's lighting matches in the middle of the House right before an election season. It's political suicide. And he doesn't even seem to care. So here's the bottom line. Elon Musk helped open the doors for free speech. But if he keeps this up, he's going to slam it shut behind him with no friends left on either side and no one to blame but himself. So the question isn't just what's wrong with Elon Musk, it's what does it say about us that this is what power looks like now? Billionaires throwing tantrums, politicians performing for clout like AOC and Jasmine Crockett, and the public stuck watching a reality show masquerading as governance. We've allowed spectacle to replace substance, outrage to replace order. Are we so used to chaos that we mistake noise for leadership now? And when the next cultural flashpoint hits, because it will we have the clarity to see past the theatrics and ask who actually benefits from the distraction? Or will we keep mistaking ego for conviction, performance for principle, and sabotage for courage? The future doesn't belong to the loudest voice in the feed. It belongs to the people who still know how to think. Do you? You tell me in the comments down below. Hope you have a terrific day. Peace.